During the day, people. Shadow Eater, one angry pagan. Fuck it. I'm gonna do it. I'm not gonna watch it. I've already watched it fucking twice now. The debate from last night between Starmer and Sunak, right? Just some thoughts, right? I've already put a short out. You know, putting the difference between the two. But what are my thoughts on the ITV debate last night between Starmer and Sunak? Well, to start with, 45 fucking seconds is not enough time to respond adequately. It is enough time to respond, but adequately? No. They should at least have had 2 to 3 minutes per question for an answer. Not only that, but Sunak should have had fucking, like, the moderator should have had a fucking mute button to shut Sunak the fuck up because he kept interrupting. Like Trump did to Biden at their fucking debate at the last election. Fucking pissed me right off. And not only that, but when Starmer tried to interrupt Sunak, he was stopped from interrupting. When Sunak wanted to interrupt Starmer, nothing. Now, every now and again, the moderator did challenge Sunak. Like, she did stop Sunak every now and again. But for the most part, she just let him have it. And for the most part, when Starmer tried to interrupt, she interrupted his interruption, but she wouldn't interrupt Sunak's interruption. Yeah, that really pissed me off. Anyway, to the substance of the debate itself, whatever substance there was, there were a number of good questions, although there was one that really got to me, which was, how long will it take before the NHS starts working again? Now, I hate this fucking question. And for a good reason. It's because most of the time when I hear that question, people are expecting a simple answer. I'm sorry. You can argue with me the toss all you like. I will argue the toss back. Fixing the NHS has no simple answers. Any answer that to do with fixing the NHS and how long it will take to get seen by the NHS is going to require a nuanced answer. I'm sorry if you don't like that, but that's the case. And if that makes it so that I'm looking down on the average voter, so fucking be it. I'm looking down on the average voter for being an idiot. I'm also waiting for the NHS. But I'm not blaming the NHS for it. Sorry, that one topic pisses me off. I get it to a point, but you cannot expect a simple answer from that question. You can't. If you are, then you are actually being unreasonable. And I will fucking tell you, and I will tell you so. I'll tell anyone this. I don't give a fuck anymore. If someone's being a fucking moron, I will tell them they're being a fucking moron. Anyway, right, calm down. I'm going to calm down. Anyway, so we started off with speeches that were meh. Both of them, actually. Like, I don't think much of Sunak's fucking statements anyway, but Starmer's introductory speech was meh. You know, there was, you know, you had the NHS one, you had the education one. Now, and there was taxes. Taxes seem to be a big one by Sunak on this one. Sunak seems to be trying to push really, really hard that Labour will cost you £2,000 extra in taxes. The average voter, that is, right? It is a lie. The civil service have actually come out against the Prime Minister and said as such. This is not what the civil service are saying, and Sunak tried to say that's what they were saying. He got proven as a liar by the civil service. And if you don't like the civil service, you can fuck off. Don't get me wrong, it's not like the civil service are perfect, but if you think the civil service are the problem and not the Tories, you need to take a bigger look. You need to take a closer look. A less ignorant look. Again, it's not to say that civil servants don't cause problems. They do. But who do I think causes more problems? The civil service or the Tories? It's always going to be the fucking Tories. Labour did say they'd raise some specific taxes, and when I've looked, it seems to be like they're going to be raising them on the wealthy. Cutting tax loopholes on the wealthy. This is good. And he said as such in the debate. I will say that I wish Starmer had... I wish he'd challenged Sunak on the £2,000 tax bullshit. He did, but he did it like halfway through. And if there's one criticism of Starmer in the debate last night that I really do agree with, it's that he really left it a while before defending himself. It was one of the issues I had with Corbyn. Actually defending himself on TV it didn't seem to do well. And it didn't seem to do well here, at least at first. I mean, to me, as the debate went on, I mean, to begin with, Starmer looked really uncomfortable. Like, they really ought to have, like, his comms team, whatever. I mean, comms team for Labour are crap anyway. But his team ought to have prepared him for this. And he still seemed really uncomfortable compared to Sunak. In front of the TV, you know, in that kind of format. But I did notice that as the debate went on, and the more Sunak lied out of his fucking arse, Starmer got more comfortable. And he got more comfortable in trying to bite back at Sunak as well. Because at first, he was trying to remain measured, and I actually preferred that, to be fair. You know, Sunak was doing the Trump thing, whereas Starmer was just trying to play it calm. I preferred that. But I will say, I also liked seeing Starmer start getting more pissed off, especially with the bullshit accusations that Sunak was chucking his way. I think it was after... Which one was it? Which question? I think it was the military question. I think it was the one to do with defence spending and stuff. And Starmer looked really pissed off at Sunak. Like, with the number of the responses that Sunak had to these questions, Starmer's response was like, it was either a smirk, or he was fucking sneering at him, or he was just like, fuck off, you cunt. You fucking moron. I mean, not literally, but it facially, like, that's what his expressions look like. Like, it's like, really, mate? Really? Is anyone believing this? Anyway, right. But after that question, his demeanour changed. I don't know if anyone else noticed it, but after the defence question, Sunak's response to the defence question, and accusing Starmer of being a threat to the nation, Starmer got really, like, for Starmer, this is relative. This is Starmer we're talking about. He doesn't really get all emotional, but for Starmer, I thought he really started to get pissed off after that point, and he started to get a lot more feisty. The majority of Starmer's responses were bang on, mostly. I mean, the one about immigration was done by what I would have called a gammon. What many on us on the left call a gammon. He might not have been, but I'm guessing that he was. And Starmer's answer, I mean, Sunak's answer was typical Tory right-wing bullshit, but Starmer did answer the question, and he responded to Sunak's accusation of him being bad for UK defense, for UK security. When the subject of safe routes were brought up, I thought, okay, so Labour have said multiple times that they'd be setting up safe routes for migrants in France and such, but it's like the average voter, morons that they are, doesn't want to hear that. Like, it's disgusting, but it seems like they don't want to hear it. And so Starmer was, I think he played it clever. He gave them specific examples, ones that the audience might actually, instead of giving a generalized thing, which the audience might continue to fear unreasonably, but might continue to fear. Sorry about that. You might have noticed a bit of a pause there. I had someone at the door. Anyway, what was I talking about? The debate. Yes. So yeah, Starmer got pit more and more. Like I said, I think he started getting really pissed off with Sunak, which I find I quite liked. What else do we have? Education on the there was a question from a young lad in the audience, and Starmer's response was a whole lot better than Sunak's. Again, like every single response, pretty much Starmer had a better response. Sunak, all he did was come across as bellicose. Like that's all he came across as. I mean, to me, I suppose, but I've spoken to a couple of other people who aren't as into politics as me and aren't as biased as me when it comes to left or right. And even they thought that Sunak was an ill-mannered, trumped-up little shit. That wasn't my word. That was that was a friend of mine who's really not into politics. And he turned around and said that Sunak came across as a trumped-up little fart. So, you know, I quite like the debate. I like debates anyway. I'm gonna look at the Scottish debate as well. I think. Well, no, I am. I'm not sure whether I'm gonna watch it by myself, or because I'm hoping that Reagan Elite, does one with maybe Indie Truck Davy, or Mad Monk, something like that. Like I'd be very interested in watching that. So I'm hoping that I'm hoping that does happen. I might do. I might look at the debate. I might very well look at the debate by myself, but I think I'd rather do that with like other Scots, with Scots people that I can talk to whilst watching it. So, for the similar reason that Reagan would want wants like a Scottish co-host to react to it with. So yeah, I probably won't do my own video on the Scottish debate just as much. I haven't done a video on this, like a reaction video to this debate. I don't think I'm going to do a reaction video to the Scots debate either. I don't think I'm going to do any reaction videos to the debates actually. There's going to be like these videos, like my thoughts on them, but like actual reaction videos to me, like you see me watch it, I don't think we're going to do that. Largely because there's other videos I want to do. Right, there are other subjects I'm looking at. So yeah, please, I want to see Reagan co-host with Indie Truck Davy or you know, the two Davies. Get two Davies on. That'd be great. Anyway, so the last question was about football, and soon Starmer's answer was good. That was a really good answer. I mean, I'm not a big football fan myself, as you can probably tell, but I am. I grew up around football, so for me, I understand football. I understand people who like football, and therefore I understood the question and Starmer's answer, and it made a whole lot of sense. Sunak, Sunak's answer just was a bunch of waffle. It just was. I mean, everything he said was fucking bullshit. And at one point, Starmer's like, he just keeps making stuff up. He actually said that. And he was about green, when they were on the green policy question. And like Sunak comes out with a load of twaddle, and then Starmer's just like, he keeps making shit up. I mean, he didn't say shit stuff. He keeps making this stuff up. Brilliant. Fucking brilliant. And not only that, yes, there was some applause for Sunak throughout the debate in different parts, but it seemed to me that when there was applause for Starmer, there seemed to be more people applauding. Whereas with Sunak, it seemed like it was mostly the people at the front that were applauding. So to me, that says that more people preferred Starmer over Sunak, actually those people who were sat in the audience. I've seen a couple of polls. YouGov saying 51 to Sunak, 49 to Starmer. I think that's stupid. I think that's a biased poll. YouGov aren't always perfect. Salvation did one where it was something like 44 to Starmer, 39 to Sunak, with a little bit more undecided. That makes more sense. That one actually makes more sense. So, yeah, I think Starmer came out on top on this debate. The newspapers don't. The newspapers are trying to push how Sunak fucking beat Starmer in that debate last night, despite the fact that he continually fucking lied. And he was laughed at. Like, I don't think I remember Starmer being laughed at throughout that debate, and I've watched it twice now. Sunak got laughed at more than once. So, again, I think if you were to extrapolate, it's somewhat stupid to do so, but if you were to extrapolate that out to the rest of the country, the rest of the union, yeah, Sunak lost that one. Reagan elite trying to say Sunak came across better. I don't know. Like, kept looking. He would look at the camera, whereas Starmer a couple of times did not look at the main camera. I'm not sure how big of an effect that is, because he was also trying to talk to the audience. He was trying to talk to the audience and like the audience there in the room, and the audience around the rest of the country. So I don't know. That one I don't know on, to be honest. But I can't wait to see more of these debates. I want to see all the parties, the leaders of all the parties up there. That'll be good to see. So yeah, like, I mean, Sunak was there bullshitting, saying that Labour haven't matched the 2.5% defence spending. Yes, they have. And have said as such multiple times. Now, Reagan said that Starmer should have said that in the debate then. But there's so much that Starmer had to argue with and so little time to do so that I'm not entirely sure it could be put on Starmer that it was all on him. He should have said that. Because there are a few things I think he should have said. But again, I think he was more time limited than Sunak actually was. So I do think that has to be taken into account here. You can't just go, oh, I'm not going to give Starmer a free rein. No, I wasn't expecting you to, buddy. But, I'm sorry, but Starmer was half the time, he was hardly being given enough time to answer all the points. He had to select which points to answer. Now, you can agree or disagree with the points that he did answer, but you have to take into account he could only answer some of the points that Sunak brought up. That's the facts. I get it. You can't give Starmer a fucking free rein when it comes to this stuff. I agree. But I'm sorry, but that was not fair. Yes, Starmer should have said that. But, again, he was trying to answer multiple points. Multiple! That Sunak had brought up. Multiple. On each question, Starmer had tried to address several different points. And on some of the questions, he did better than others. But again, what I also think affected Starmer's mental processes in that moment was the fact that he was actually getting pissed off with Sunak. So again, I'm not kicking off at Reagan here. I love Reagan and Lee, but I disagree with what he said. I'm sorry, I do. This isn't me saying I don't like Reagan, because I do. I love Reagan, but I disagree with what he said here. I wasn't expecting him to give Starmer a free rein, but he could have at least I'm sorry, Reagan, but you could have at least seen that Starmer wasn't going to be able to answer all the points that Sunak was bringing up, because he wasn't given enough time half the time. He should have brought up. I do agree, but he did try to answer a number of points in almost every single question, including that one. If he'd been given more time, I think he would have. I think if Starmer had actually been given enough time and wasn't being consistently interrupted by both Sunak and the moderator, yes, I do think Starmer would have brought that up. But because of those limiting factors, that is the reason why I don't think he did. But again, this isn't me trying to start an argument with Reagan Elite, because I'm not having an argument with Reagan Elite over this. It was just a point that I disagreed with. And I think that point is relative to the other questions within the debate as well. So let me know what you guys think. I know the Scots, most of the Scots I speak to, they're not happy with either party. Oh well. I mean, Labour's not perfect. It's far from perfect. They're trying to appeal to more than just the left, because the population is more than just the left. So, yeah. I prefer more leftism out of the Labour Party, but we tried that last time and it didn't fucking work. Yes, there were other extending circumstances, but Jeremy Corbyn did not help himself. And I defended Jeremy Corbyn at the last election non-fucking stop. So you can't accuse me of being a fucking Starmerite. I defended my party leader for the sake of my party. Not the leader, the party. I like the policies. That's why I joined the Labour Party. There are still policies in there that I like. I mean, PR, I would go with the Greens. I've said this before. But we don't have PR. Greens, like, if I was in Bristol, I might vote Green. I'm in Torbay. The only progressive vote that I've got that actually counts is Liberal Democrat. So I'm voting Liberal Democrat. Just saying. For those who think I've got Starmer bias. Fuck off. Just when you're comparing Sunak and Starmer, Starmer is better. Just every time. So yeah, that debate was not great. I mean, I didn't kind of enjoy it, but I did also get frustrated with it, and I got frustrated with other people's reactions to it, and I got frustrated. Like I said, that debate was a bit meh, and I do think that's partly because Starmer was not comfortable at all. He looked very uncomfortable right at the start, and he got more comfortable later on. I just, from what I gather, he is better on in person. He comes across better in person rather than over the camera. So yeah, like I said, any Tory who's trying to say that Sunak won that debate last night, what the fuck are you taking? All he did was lie and lie and lie and lie. Provable lies. And he kept coming out with them. So, yeah. Let me know what you guys think. Again, Reagan, not attacking you. Alright? Please, I'm not attacking you. Reagan Elite is... go and check him out. Reagan Elite is a great channel. Yeah. So, yeah. Please. So, yeah. Check him out. I'm no argument with Reagan, my fellow Badger. And, I just disagreed with him on that point. That's all. That's the only reason I brought that up. But yeah, please check him out and Indie Truck Davey and the two Davies. Check them out because fucking brilliant. All right. Tell me what you guys think. I'm guessing it's probably going to be along similar lines. It was a bit meh. We'll see how the next one goes, I think. So yeah, this has been Shadow Eater, One Angry Pagan, with my views on last night's debate between Starmer and Sunak. Yeah, meh. So, blessed Thursday, people. God bless you and my shield at your backs. Have a good day.